So I understand, not another intermittent fasting video.
Not another intermittent fasting video.
But hopefully this one gets kind of more to the point and more the reasons why the average person should use it or could use it. Now, you can take your time and just rest assured that I have watched every single intermittent fasting video there has been out. I've read almost every single book that I could find on intermittent fasting. Here's the thing. Here's my experiences with intermittent fasting over the past 6 years. And I've been involved in the fitness industry for 10 years. Me personally, the reason why I started using intermittent fasting is because I work a ton. For me, eating sometimes isn't the most convenient, considering all of us, or I'm sure most of you have heard, you need to eat every 2 to 3 hours in order to lose weight, which is simply just not true. If you go longer periods where you're working or you're doing something you don't really want to be bothered all that much, intermittent fasting can work well for you. The second thing for me, as far as feeling satiated, because I was always eating those small meals, I never really felt all that satiated. I mean, some of you who are dieting or some of you who have kind of limit yourself as far as for your diet to lose weight might not see those results because maybe you don't feel satiated, so you're constantly always cheating on your diet. Me personally, I like larger meals. I like eating, one, two, usually about 3 meals a day. I eat very large portions for the calories that I need. For me, larger meals have always worked out just fine. Now, the third reason why I started intermittent fasting was also because of the cognitive benefits, the benefits to the mind. I always feel a little bit more clear-headed after I'm fasting. I seem to get more work done because I don't have to take all those breaks. So I could stay focused on my tasks longer. Before we even go into other reasons, or at least just some of the things, the guidelines with intermittent fasting, let me just tell you, the easiest way to start is don't overcomplicate it. Please don't overcomplicate this. It doesn't need to be. The people who really stay true are the people that are kind of in the middle. We have the fitness influencers. We have those fitness influencers on one side that seem to be kind of pushing something alongside of intermittent fasting. And I get that. We have to make money. Capitalism, that's great. On the other side of it, you have people who don't give a shit about their health at all. And guess what? They're going to be around. We got to deal with them too. I like to kind of stay right in the middle. I care about what I put in my body. I enjoy foods, and I want to be able to be here a long time and enjoy it. With some of my clients that they find that it works for them, you can start at 12 hours, then 14 hours, then 16-hour fast. I like to kind of stick with those numbers because they seem to be the easiest to follow. During that time, what can you consume? What can you have? Well, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible for you and just tell you I don't consume anything. I don't need to. I don't want to. I'm not starving. Obviously, I look like I'm not starving, so it's good. I've had some good benefits from these physically. I can put that up right here so you guys can take a look at that. So that is when I was intermittent fasting almost every day. I lost quite a bit of weight. The things that you want to be consuming is nothing.
Nothing.
So I like to stick to two things when I do fast. What are the two things that I have? Coffee and water. If somebody wants to overcomplicate it, that's fine. It's usually somebody on way over on the other side trying to overcomplicate it, saying that you need to have a tablespoon of coconut oil and broccoli or some Vasilium husk. I don't even know what Vasilium husk is. All I know is that I bought it a while ago and I immediately regretted the decision. So you don't need to do any of those things. Just keep it simple. 0 calories, 0 calories. Let the weight loss be the byproduct of you becoming more nutritionally educated. We all want to rush into just lose as much as weight as possible. But if you all can kind of go full circle like I have, it seems to be lose as much weight as possible, gain the weight back, lose as much weight possible, gain the weight back. And there's more to life than just losing weight all the time. Let's adapt to becoming more knowledgeable on what exactly we're doing. With the weight loss coming from intermittent fasting, it is not magic. And those of you who say it's magic, you're part of the problem. You're eating in a caloric deficit. That's all that is usually with intermittent fasting. So what happens is you're burning more calories than you're consuming with intermittent fasting because you're timing yourself throughout the day. There's an average calories coming in, which is 0. And then you eat the 1, 2, 3 meals that you want. And then the clock starts again. The weight loss, obviously, is the byproduct, is just something that's going to happen because you're not able to consume enough calories, which we'll get into as well. What I like to do is I like to weigh my food out. I like to be able to know what I'm getting, so I know what all my macros are, macronutrients. So I know what everything is coming in. So I know how much protein, how much fat, and how much carbs. It's just something that you can add to an adaptation of your evolution of your nutritional knowledge. So for right now, if you want to keep it as simple as possible, you fast for 12, 14, or 16 hours, or eating nothing. You can have something like water, black coffee. Then after that, eat the foods you enjoy for a time period, and then go all the way back. The clock starts again. I understand how some people would say you're starving yourself. That's just not the case. Starving and fasting are two different things. I would say if intermittent fasting doesn't work for you, it just doesn't work for you. I treat it as a lifestyle tool. I always have, and I treat it that way with my clients when they have some sort of busy deadline or they need something they need to do, or some of them just don't feel satiated. So I like to use it as a tool. If it works for you, good. If it doesn't, don't do it. It just needs to be that simple. I like to stay somewhat in the middle. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, I get it. So I hope this helps. It's a super easy way to follow it. Remember, water, black coffee, just do that for 12 to 16 hours, and then eat the foods you enjoy, eat it for 6 hours, and then start it all over again. I hope that helps. And if you need anything else, or I need to go into depth or into more detail, I will in another video.
Live sculpted.